Mr. Desmond Allen, President of the Press Association of Jamaica. They were both on a program yesterday. A good program. Yeah. Multi-program. Bad hot program. Yeah. Because we no cater, we no benter. Multi I do film thing, me I do my one. Eh? Alright. And behind my back, the man them go on the most weird. Alright? We not bother with Desmond Allen because poor soul do response the way him do. Him kind of just get totally mesmerized by power. He's overawed by power so till him don't even know him head from him foot right now. I'm a friend, but sure, him lose him weight, so we forget about him. Let us talk about Keith. Mr. Trinity Gardner, Senior Superintendent of Police. First of all, he says he doesn't listen to this program. But he has an allegation against me. No, how you can have an allegation against me? You don't listen to my program. But you have something now, a charge against me. No bad police investigation that, brother. You know, must investigate first, then you place your charge. No, and this is where plenty people ball out about every day. This sloppiness of investigation. The man no investigate. Him take care say, and him take care say and carry down at the court of public opinion. You know, must lose the case. Yes, here you go now. Him said to say that, him have me pan 2 pints. Make we take pint 1. The easier one first. Him said to say that me encourage people. And me I tell people say, they must pick up arms and shoot people. Just shoot people so lie. Me never said so. I'm going to tell you what I say. I say, if under the system where we operate, I make we tell you how the system work. Here it go work. You hear them talk about constitution, right? We make we forget what constitution I say. Make we boil it down to brass stuff. Because what constitution is all about is this, the protection of your liberty, or guarantee of your liberty, your property, and your life. Then the 3 things. That is where the Constitution to cover. And all of this thing, relationship between government and departments of government and the structure of government and all of that, then the big word. All it says is that your life must be protected and guaranteed, your liberty protected and guaranteed, your property protected and guaranteed. And when me say, where this little one you say behind the microphone, me say, if a man turn up at your yard and you see him a gun in him waist and him come by your property and him don't have no proper ID to say him is police, shoot it. Yeah. Me say, and you have your license 5, well I don't know about them who have them on license 1 because you have man who have them gun. And they don't license, but them have them guns to protect themselves from them property. I say, I make a hear what me I say now. Me say you have your property where you have title for. A man come in your yard, him not identify himself properly to be police. You don't know him be, and you see him with a piece on him waist. I was setting him man, shoot it. Not a mercy. You think it's joke on me? I said shoot it because of your property that. Man in a Bermuda, they take up my shit off a man. The company property and a police too. Remember over the weekend, when you come with me, you know, them go to the ex-governor general yard. Police go there. They go search up the man place. And you know what him daughter do? The daughter say if you not think you no bad, come here without a warrant. Come here without a warrant. Listen to me. It might sound brawling, but that's how me I put it. We must protect our property at all costs. We must protect our property at all costs. That is what makes us to be true, good and strong citizens. And if a guy can come tell me if I'm wrong or right. And if I'm wrong, it's not me wrong, it's Uno wrong. It must correct. Alright. We need to have protection of our property right along the cut here. And that is what I say. I never say citizens must go take up arms against nobody. But wait a little bit. Don't go far yet. Mr. Trinity Gardner, who is pursuing a degree at the university right now for these many years. Good. He should know if he had read anything, any of those philosophers who supported the War of American Independence. One of them is John Locke. And what Locke said? Locke said the state have certain things, government have certain things to do. Guarantee your life, your liberty, and your property, and so on. But when the state ceases to do that, what the man say? The man say you have the right to bear arms against that state in order to restore your life, the protection of your life, your liberty, and your property. Come on, Trinity man. You ought not to take on your teacher like that. You ought not to do that. I think it's damn rude. Go and advise yourself if you forget. Or if you didn't fully grasp, go grasp and come back. Out of order. Any of Locke's work, and then we can determine. Because, of course, you have some people who quote Locke for their own purposes. So you can go and read any of Locke, and you come and I can also bring you the relevant authorities. Come on now. We come to the business of the weapon that we have, that the only weapon that the people have to indicate their disgust with government, their disgust with governmental institutions, their disgust with officers of government, their disgust with the quality of outputs of government. Now this one and only weapon they have is the weapon of demonstration, which Trinity Keith Gardner is suggesting to me ought not to be used, because he says that we are inciting the people to rebel. Not like that. Please recall in the late 60s what happened. There were the Rodney riots, so-called. And the government of the day was really full of wrath. They really were full of wrath. And voila. One of our national heroes, the late, right, excellent Norman Washington Manley, said these words. Una, listen carefully. It has been supposed that if you give the smallest publicity to the voice of dissent or opposition, and if you maintain an unending stream of criticism and abuse of what you do not like, it has been supposed that dissent will disappear, and that the things you do not like will vanish, and all will be well. Sweep your troubles under the carpet and forget them. We have consistently pointed out that government provoked much of what happened by stupid and provocative policies. Those who have said so have been charged with using national security for political ends. But where has it been allowed to be said in any public news agency that government has used a security issue to distract attention from its own problems and difficulties and to boost its prestige? Wow, this resonates with what's happening today. But I don't finish yet. He goes on, and these are excerpts. But what an outrageous and venomous attack on Sir Philip Sherlock, a distinguished Jamaican who has made a major contribution to the building up of a first-class university in a very short time. And what about the unending and quite outrageous attack on the students? Hold on a little bit. These students that the right excellent Norman Washington Manley was talking about, university students, among whom were some of the very same people who are ministers of government today. Norman Manley defended them. Hear what I'm saying? I do not, as I shall make clear later on, support violence or breaches of the law. But it would be wrong, and I would be failing in my duty to allow it to be assumed that it is always unforgivable to carry dissent to the point of non-violent civil disobedience. Let me repeat what Norman Manley said, the founding father of the People's National Party, which People's National Party happens to preside over our deteriorating condition today, and which People's National Party and its cronies like Trinity really are telling us that we must give up the only weapon we have. You listen. Norman Manley, no. I do not, as I shall make clear later on, support violence or breaches of the law. But it would be wrong, and I would be failing in my duty to allow it to be assumed that it is always unforgivable to carry dissent to the point of non-violent civil disobedience. A reader, where would civilization be? And what hope would there be for justice if government wrongs could never be met with civil disobedience of a non-violent character? What did that man of so great a stature that none could disagree with, that great man Gandhi, what did he spend his life doing but practicing civil disobedience to rid India of an empire which he detested and which all the world is giving up? And what about Martin Luther King, whom all Jamaicans feel in a special way to be one of our heroes? What did Martin Luther King live and die for but practicing civil disobedience against injustice? I wonder what Mr. Trinity, Keith Gardner, has to say about this.
Not a mercy.
When he's suggesting to us that if we go out there, he and the government are suggesting to us that if we go out there and demonstrate that what we are doing is that we are inciting rebellion against the state, go back to Norman Manley, and we must know whether the People's National Party has turned its back on the principles for which Norman Washington Manley stood and for which every civilized society has stood. Maybe we are seeing some level of despotism, which is quite worrying, but we're not surprised at that. We have an elected dictator in place. Anyway, those are my responses to the erroneous impression, the false, damaging and malicious impressions given by Mr. Trinity Keith Gardner on a radio program, claiming or purporting to respond to some comments which I made, which he himself has admitted he has not heard. What a cowboy life. As a matter of fact, I'd say to Trinity, if your quest is to attain or to reach the top of your professional calling, try to do so, but don't walk on my shoulders and don't walk on the shoulders of the Jamaican people.